The Fauns of the Lesh Vaults are masterful woodsmen and hunters. Jada, and a master archer with her bow. Hoff, the mighty and strong beastman. Along with many others of their fellows, they go in search of Moonstone to further power their Malachite rituals. The humans of the Commonwealth set out to claim Moonstone and grow their own power and wealth. From the Master of Swords, Baron von Fancy Hat, to his noble little squire, Eric. We also have many of the tavern drunkards, and indeed the tavern mistress herself, Agatha, going out in search of glory, though maybe a little bit inebriated while doing so. Today's game is a game of Moonstone by Goblin King Games. We're going to be playing with the Fauns, played by myself, and the lovely wife Mia will be playing with the Commonwealth. And so here we have our force of the Lesh Vaults, using the Fauns and one of their fairy friends. So first of all, we have Gwendolyn there, we then have Regan, we have Klaus, we then have Mr. Toodles, Hoff, and lastly, Jada. Then we have the Commonwealth with Baron von Fancy Hat, Eric the Squire, Gotcha there, Agatha Tavernfrau, Flintlock, and Quack to finish off the force. So we're now going to roll off for who is the initiative and who is the early bird. So I got a 2, and Mia gets a 5, so you're going to take the initiative to give bonuses to the turn roll. Alright, so Mia's going to do the first drop, so go. I am definitely going to mulligan that. So I am definitely mulliganing her spread of the dice. I've not done much better, to be honest. You're going to mulligan it again?
Yeah.
And so where they land this time will be where they land. So let's see where the Moonstone drops. Foot above the table, go. That's probably the best spread we've had. None of them were particularly great, but that is by far the best spread. Right, and so forces are all deployed. We have Jada, Hoff, Mr. Toodles on this side, Regan in the centre, and then Klaus and Gwendolyn on that side. Meanwhile, for the Commonwealth, we have Gotcha along with Flintlock. We have Quack and Agatha in the back, and Baron von Fancy Pat and Eric the Squire right next to him there. Today's video is brought to you by Gap Games, a fantastic retailer in Australia for a variety of different miniature war games. If you'd like to help support the channel, we have an affiliate link where by clicking on and purchasing, you'll help support the channel, but you'll also help support Gap Games, which is a fantastic servant to the community. Alright, so Mia's first activation, she's going to activate Eric the Squire. He's going to use his My Hero ability, which is going to give 2 energy because Baron von Fancy Pants is a noble. But then he's also got a 4-inch move, which will bring him up to the Moonstone here. And then he's also going to dig it up once, so just removing it to a 2. Picking up the Moonstones because the wife has her acrylic nails on and she is not going to be able to pick up those dice. Right, so Klaus is then going to go for the Lesh Vault. So he's moved up, having to spend an extra energy there to move, but then we're going to dig only once, but that does dig us up a Moonstone, and we're then going to move an extra inch as well. Alright, so Baron von Fancy Hat has moved up 5 inches, spending 1 of the energy to move the extra inch, and then spending 2 energy, which will give you a Moonstone for Baron von Fancy Hat. And he's also going to shoot his pistol at Klaus. Alright, so shooting with Baron von Fancy Hat then, he needs green of any kind. So what are you going to say with your card?
I have a green too.
I'm going to call bullshit on that. Because I have one of them, so do you have it? So we now need to reveal. No, you do have it, so I call bullshit, so you will get a second shot with this, unfortunately. And so Klaus will take 3 wounds. Now, Baron, normally you would be able to declare it using another one, but the pistol only is 1 shot only before you reload it, so you can't use them in chains with the arcane ability. Alright, so first of all, we've moved Hoff up his 4 inches and spent 2 to dig up the Moonstone. That was there. Now, we're going to spend our last energy to use his Hunting Horn ability. So, Hoff of his Hunting Horn is targeting Jada. He needs pink of any variety. I'm going to say a pink 1. And you're a green. Cool. So that means we just go with it. So I get 2 inches of movement on Jada for free. So next up, we have Jada finishing her 2 inches of movement there, but also Gotchgut then, for your next activation, is just doing a 6-inch move, spending both his energy, and he will move up to the Moonstone there. So Jada will then be next to activate. She's going to move up her 4 inches just in front of the Moonstone, spend an energy to dig, and then she's going to use her last remaining 3 energy to shoot at Gotchgut. And so Jada actually gets +2 Arcane thanks to Gotchgut having evade +2. So I need greens of any variety. I'm going to say green 3.
And just cool.
All right, so green 3, what is your response to it? Is it bullshit or am I telling the truth?
Bullshit.
Fortunately for you, I'm not. So that's going to be some damage on Gotchgut, and I'm going to get to go again. So I get to play another card. I'm going to say a green 1 this time. And so you've called bullshit, and I've got it again. So lucky that only does 1 point of damage to you, though, because of your ramshackle armor. And so I'm going to elect to end it there with Jada. I don't want to push my luck any further. So it'll be your activation. And so Flintlock has moved up, spending 2 energy to move 6, but then he's going to shoot his musket at Hoff here. Not Hoff, sorry, that's Klaus. And so he has Arcane 3. So Flintlock has shot. What is your card going to be? Or what are you going to say it is, at least?
3.
A green 3?
Yeah.
I'm going to let you have it because I don't want you to chain anything here, because if I am wrong, you are going to kill him. So you can have it. And so what card did you have? I'm holding out the camera and I'm not looking, but show me what card you have, whether she was lying or not. I'll find out when I do editing. All right. And so Klaus is surviving on 1 wound now. We're going to activate Gwendolyn next. And so Gwendolyn is trying to use Rejuvenate on Klaus. I need pink of any variety, so I'm going to say pink 2.
Bullshit.
I got greedy. Gwendolyn, do you have a catastrophe to play in your hands?
No.
No, so it's just going to do nothing. And so then Gwendolyn is just going to spend her last energy to allow her to move 6 inch over to there. Alright, so your next activation is Agatha there. She just moves up, not moving her fall, but moving nonetheless. So Mr. Toodles has moved up. I'm then going to try and use his healing ability on Klaus. I'm going to go blue 1 on this. So what do you say to my blue 2? Blue 1, blue 1, blue 1. A blue 1 is what I have. So I'm going to heal, which means I can place another card down. And I'm going to say blue 1 again.
I'm going to say bullshit.
I'm not lying. So I've healed 4 wounds on him so far. So I am then going to go blue 2.
Bullshit.
I am bullshitting that time. Do you have a catastrophe to play?
Yes, I do.
And so Mr. Toodles will suffer the catastrophe. And so your last move is Quack moving up. Alright, so Regan has then gone her Malachite Ritual. So she needs blue of any variety. So we're going to target Klaus. We're going to say a blue 2.
Bullshit.
Not lying, so Klaus is fully healed. I'm then going to target Mr. Toodles now with the second one. So I can target again. And I'm going to say blue 1.
Bullshit.
I'm not lying, so Mr. Toodles is healed as well. All my fighters are back to full health. I've got no more need to play cards with that. And then Regan just moves down to there next to the Moonstone here. And that will be the end of turn 1. Alright, so rolling off for turn 2 now. I got a 1, so it doesn't matter. You don't even need a roll because you can't roll lower than a 1 because you'll automatically have 3. Alright, so Eric Esquire is going first for the Commonwealth. He's going to use My Hero, giving 2 energy to Baron, and then moving with the extra inch over to some new friends. Alright, my first activation, we're actually just going to dig 3 times with Jada, who is going to pick up the Moonstone here, and then she's going to move. And so Jada will move over to there after that. So your activation. And so Baron von Fancy Pants then moves over, having spent an inch to move the extra inch he needs there, but then spending the rest to dig that to a 1. Alright, so Hoff's going to go next. I'm going to use his Hunting Horn ability. I'm going to target Klaus, and I'm going to say pink 2.
I'm going to say it's not bullshit.
Say I'm not lying. Cool. This is what I had. And then Hoff will move up as well, so that'll be back to the Commonwealth. Alright, so Gotchka dug up the treasure there. He then gets to move 4 inches, and he has a 2-inch melee range, so he's going to fight Hoff. Alright, so we have gone. Gotchka's attacked. What have we got for your card? Reveal it. I've got low guard. You have rising attack. So rising attack when going against low guard will do nothing and suffer a yellow. So I'm actually going to get to counter you with this. And so I have nothing worth following up with Hoff there. So just going to use another one of my low guards to keep the damage at 0. So Regan is going for the Malachite Ritual, targeting Gotchka, which means with the damage one, I need pinks. I'm going to declare pink 1.
I'm going to say you have a pink 1.
Cool. This is what I have. Alright, so Agatha is using Enticing Offer on Klaus. What are you going to declare? You need 2 of any variety.
Green 2.
I'm going to let you have it because I don't want both drawn out of position, so you can have it. Alrighty, so combat, Agatha has attacked. I've gone with Falling Swing because I can't actually go defensive at all on Klaus. What have you played? You've gone with Thrust. So Thrust against, what have I played? Falling Swing. You will deal 2 and suffer none. Now, because it's piercing, Agatha also does a bonus point of damage, so you'll deal 3 damage and suffer none in return. And so Klaus takes 3 wounds. Next activation for the Lejvolt. So Gwendolyn has to spend 4 there to dig that up twice because she has the weakling rule, meaning she has to spend 2, and then just moves an inch as well. So Flintlock is now going to shoot Klaus. So what are you going to say? You need green of any variety for him?
Green 1.
I'm just going to let you have it because I don't have any greens in my own hand, so I can't tell if you are or not. Klaus is going to activate. He's had enough of your offer, so he's going to move 5 inches, moving out of combat there. Alright, so Quack is using healing. It's targeting Gotchka. So, you need blue of anything. What are we going to say?
Blue 2.
You're lying. Are you?
No.
Show your card. No. Okay, you get the healing, and you can play another card for free, so that'll heal 3 wounds on Gotchka. So playing a second card, what are you saying this time?
Blue 1.
I mean, I might as well try and call you lying, because you're either healing all the damage now, or you're lying. So, no. So, that is all your heals done, but Gotchka is back to full wounds. And so after that, Quack just makes a move in front of Agatha, and then I've got my last one, which is Mr. Toodles. And so then Mr. Toodles will move across, and we will dig up that Moonstone there for 1, having to spend 2 points to do it, because he is a weakling as well. So that'll be the end of turn 2. Alright, so I'm going to roll for me first. Alright, I got a 6. This means you have to get 5 or 6 now. You got a 2, so I'm actually going to get the turn. Alright, so to start with, Hoff is going to move and use his Furious Charge ability as well. We're then also going to use the Hunting Horn ability. So, need pink of any variety on Hoff, targeting Mr. Toodles. I'm going to say pink 1. with the Hunting Horn ability.
I'm going to say Telling the Truth.
Cool. That's what I have. Alright, so playing the cards, I've got Falling Swing. What have you chosen for yours? You've gone with Sweeping Cut. So Falling Swing, we actually both deal 0 damage to each other here. And so with that, we actually deal 0 to each other, but I have +2 damage, and then you have -1 thanks to your Ramshackle armor, so Gotchgut will take a single wound. Right, so Quack is going first, using his Blinding Powder ability on the Klaus there. So you need blue of any variety. What are we saying?
Blue one.
Blue one. I'm going to let you have it because it's only going to drop me by 2. I don't want to drop any further. So you can have it. Alright, so you've then moved up with Quack and he's attacking Klaus. I wonder which card will I play out of my hand here. It might be this one. I'm gonna play this card out of all my options. Alright, so what have you gone for your option with Quack? I've actually got High Guard, so I was pretty lucky I got a guard, but you got Thrust. So Thrust here into High Guard will do nothing, but you can also suffer nothing from it, which is pretty good. Now, the unfortunate part of that, even though we did no damage in combat, because I used one of the guard cards with Klaus, I actually suffered 2 wounds, which leaves me on a single wound remaining now. But yeah, that's not good. So the guard stops you doing damage, but I still suffer 2. So my next one, I'm just going to go with Regan next, who's going to spend 3 and pick up a Moonstone. Right, so Eric is going next. First of all, he uses My Hero, giving 2 energy to the Baron, then uses his free move, and then lastly, he's going to make an attack into Hoff. Alright, so Eric has attacked. Reveal the cards we've played. I've gone with Low Guard, you've gone with Rising Attack. So, Rising Attack into Low Guard will do nothing, and I'll actually get to place a card back in. And so, because Hoff knows I'm going to do Rising Attack, which means I now go for dealing 1 damage. I'll also suffer 1. But because it is impact damage, you'll suffer 3. And so with his Leather Jerkin, Eric just suffers 2. Hoff also suffers a wound though. So now we go into the Fauns next activation. Gwendolyn will then dig up the Moonstone and begin to run away. Alrighty, so Baron has moved up. He's then making an attack into Hoff. I've gone with Low Guard. Baron has gone with Falling Swing. That's not good because that does damage. 2 damage to me. Do you have any ability to crit?
Yes.
Yep. Oh, that's not good. That will turn into... now the Baron, he actually does more damage with this. Or does he still do 2? He still does 2 against Low Guard, so... that'll turn into 6 damage. So Hoff just takes 7 out of his 9 wounds from that. There's no way to negate damage. And the Baron still has energy left. Alright, so Baron's gone for another attack. What have you gone for? I've gone Rising Attack because I drew no guards. And you've got Falling Swing again. On the Baron, that will mean you change it over to this. So Master Strike into a Rising Attack will deal 3 damage. Can you crit? Oh dear God, that is 9 damage. If you had drawn that on your first turn, I'm just dead. And so the Baron picks up the Moonstone that Hoff drops, and then just moves back an inch next to his friends. So Jade is going to move, and she is going to Longbow Baron von Fancy Pants. Fancy Hat, sorry. So Jada with her Longbow needs green of any variety. I'm going to go a green 2.
I'm going to call you bluff.
I'm not lying. So Jada will deal 3. So I wasn't lying, but you try to say I was, so I'm going to get another go. So I'm going to say 2 green again.
I'm going to say you're lying.
I'm not. So I deal another point of damage to the Baron. I can go again, so I'm going to say green 3.
You're lying.
You have it, don't you? Yeah, I'm lying. And Catastrophe, she can no longer use her longbow for the rest of the game. Ouch. Got greedy and did 2 wounds to the Baron. So Gotchka has moved. He's got 2-inch range, so he's attacking Jada. I've gone with High Guard. and you've gone with Thrust. So Thrust will do 0 damage into a high guard, but because you are doing damage with Gotcha, you'll always do 2. Now, you could crit with this, but it doesn't really matter because 0 times 0 is still 0, but you will do 2 damage to me. Alright, so second attack with Gotcha, I've gone low guard. You've gone falling swing, which is not good. Can you crit that card? You can, so that turns into 4, turns into 6 damage. Jada is squished. So Mr. Toodles have moved up. We're going to use Lullaby on Flintlock. I'm going to say 2 pink for my card.
I'm going to say bullshit.
Not lying. So Flintlock will now lose 2 energy. So Flintlock will lose 2 energy. He does heal 2 wounds, but unfortunately you've got no wounds to heal. Oh no, what a shame. So I'm going to go with Mr. Toodles using his Blighted Elixir on Eric Squire. I'm going to say pink 1.
I'm going to say you telling the truth.
That's what I had. Alrighty, so we are Flintlock, because I removed all his energy, he's just going to have to come up and actually punch Mr. Toodles. So I've gone with High Guard. What has Flintlock gone with? He's gone with Thrust. So against High Guard, you will deal 0 damage, even with a crit. But you do get +1 because it is piercing, so you will do 1 damage to Mr. Toodles. And so Flintlock just does a wound to Mr. Toodles. I've then got Klaus to go, so we are going to run away. So Agatha moves up, and she's now going to use Enticing Offer on Klaus. So Agatha needs 2s of any variety, so what are you going to say for Enticing Offer?
A blue 2.
I'm going to call bullshit because I hope you are telling the wrong thing. Oh no, that's not good. You can now play another one if you wish to.
Green 2.
I'm going to call bullshit, I hope. Oh dear, so now Klaus is in combat. That's not good. You can play a last one if you want and target someone else now.
No.
No? Cool. So, revealing cards, what did Agatha choose to do? You did Sweeping Cut, I did Falling Swing. So, Sweeping Cut against Falling Swing will deal 2, but you will suffer 3 damage in return. So, Klaus will go down. However, Agatha will also take 5 wounds. Now, Klaus has his Tub Thumping rule, where I draw the top card of the Arcane deck. If it is anything, I have that many runes remaining for the rest of the round. If not, if I draw the Catastrophe, I die. So what do I have? A 1. I am back with 1. So Klaus will be slain at the end of the round, but he gets slain at the end of the round now, so he can attack back, and I'm going to attack Agatha back because I don't like her. And so Klaus's first activation, we go with Falling Swing. What has Agatha picked? High Guard. Now, this is her special one here, which is Hell Hath No Fury. So she's doing this against you. Now get a follow-up with her. Not good. Agatha is then going to play Falling Swing, which will do the damage to Klaus to remove him, but it'll see her also take 3 damage and be removed as well. Today's battle report is also brought to you by Mithras Games, fantastic tabletop wargaming mats out of New Zealand. Now, Mithras Games has a variety of different mats. We've got the fantastic Desert Red, the nice Tundra Green, and the frosty Ice Blue here as well. All of these mats are a really nice high quality, generally very similar to how you would get your mouse pads for your mats, but fantastic high quality mats. We love them. Mithras Games are a fantastic supporter of the channel. You can pop on over to their website, especially if you're local to Australia or New Zealand. They're a fantastic company to help support. And so, time to roll off for round 4. I got a 4. You got a 3. So I will take the turn. And so Regan moves over for the first activation and takes the Moonstone out from Gotcha. Your activation. And so Quack then just picks up the other Moonstone and runs away. So I have 3, you have 4, but 2 of them are in Baron. So we know where this needs to go now. Baron needs to die. And so, Mr. Toodles is going to go blind and elixir into Baron Von Fancy Pants to start with. I'm going to say pink 3. What is your call?
I'm going to...
Alright, so you're saying I'm not lying, and that is the right call to make. So, Mr. Toodles has gone with Falling Swing, and then you've got Thrust. So, Falling Swing into Thrust. We deal 0 damage to each other, but you are always going to deal +1 because of your Baron Von Fancy Pants longsword, so you're going to deal 1 damage. Alright, so Mr. Toodles, I've gone with Thrust. You've gone Falling Swing, so I am going to crit this. So I will suffer 0 and actually do 4 damage to the Baron, which will get reduced to 2, which will take him out. But I also summon a damage in return, so the Baron goes down. However, it's all in vain because Eric can just use his last 2 energy to pick them up where they drop. And Gwendolyn is not getting in there to kill anything. She's too far away. So it will be a 4-3 victory in favour of the Commonwealth. All thanks to Eric the Squire. And so that is the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to come chat more with me, we have a Discord server for the channel, and that is linked down in the video's description. Also linked down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel. This is either via Patreon or YouTube members using one of our affiliate links and codes down there, like Baron of Dice, Gap Games, or Mithras Games, or by supporting us directly on Patreon or YouTube members. If you'd like to do any of those, we have links for that all in the description. And as a special thank you to our Patrons and YouTube members, we'd like to give them all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons, Soren, Kenny Lowell, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Q Dynamic, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Benjamin Swallows, Red Martin, Iron Grinch, Colorblind Magic, Grimscold, and Andy C. And our YouTube members, Greenridge Gaming, Ronya, Lock Loric, The Johnny84, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, James Tillman, Disco, and John Castle. Lastly, a special thanks to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork you see on the channel. Once again, everyone, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment down below. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.